Simon & Schuster AudioWorks presents Star Trek: The Next Generation.
What's your issue with the Muppets?
I don't know.
Let's go into that.
I think I just never watched them as a kid or like associated them with like my childhood has never involved them, so they're just kind of like.
I 100% have the same experience where the Muppets were not a large part of my childhood, but despite that, I still love them.
I don't know. Maybe I need to rewatch them. Maybe I'll be like, yeah, this is
I think it's about
good.
your heart more than anything.
No, I don't think so.
I think it's more about your soul.
Because I hate it. Like, I just know, like now when I look at them, I just can imagine the horrible position that Muppeteer person is in right now. In
That's
terms of
dedication.
Their physical, like, being is being, like, twisted into a weird shape, you know. So
That's called dedication, and if you don't have admiration for that, then I don't know what to tell you.
I don't know. I
think
feel like
you might be a disgusting human being who doesn't appreciate craft.
I feel like you can just do 3D and CGI them, you know. I feel like they could just CGI those now. Those people don't need to suffer for their art like that, you know. That's the thing, you know.
So you're saying they should do digital Muppets?
Yes, they should just digitize them and just do 3D.
The idea of a 3D Muppet sickens me.
I feel like we should use AI for it too. What's the point of having a voice actor when you can just have an AI feed it all the Kermit lines, you know?
I bet we could make so much. Oh. We could get so much engagement online. Parody.
Yeah.
New Nosferatu Robert Eggers film, right?
Yeah.
We all know Nosferatu.
The vampire.
The lady in it, Lily Rose Depp's character.
Mm-hmm.
Ellen DeGeneres, whatever her name is. She's calling to him, come to me, come to me. We, comedy geniuses that we are, replace Count Orlok, Nosferatu, Kermit the Frog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He's like, oh, hello there, are you calling to me? You know?
Is Jordan Peterson here? But yeah, why would that be engagement? Why would that?
Because people would be could you imagine you're scrolling through your For You page TikTok, you know, it's showing you Nosferatu things on that algorithm. It's like you liked 5 videos with Robert Eggers Nosferatu tag, and then you scroll by, clip of it, she's talking there, and then Kermit the Frog comes up, you'll be howling with laughter.
I would be, yeah.
Not you specifically. We've already been over how you lack space in your heart for the lovable Muppets.
For the lovable Muppets.
But a normal person, they'd love it.
The thing I have to tell you is just... the truth of it is that actually I've been born with a condition, actually.
Oh, okay.
I can't see the Muppets, so I just see the hand. So that's why I have no love for it. Cause
like what? So is it like an X-ray vision thing?
No, it's like literally they don't exist in that space. So I just see the arm doing in its
so
weird
X-ray
shape.
vision, then you see through the Muppet.
No, but I feel like the X-ray vision has like an outline at least of the thing that you're X-raying.
You're just seeing through it.
Okay, yeah.
I was trying to work out whether you meant like you literally only see a hand or like. There's like a synesthesia thing in your mind where it's like, although you can see the Muppet, all you see is a hand, you know? It doesn't register as a creature.
Maybe.
You know?
I was too embarrassed to tell my doctor about it. So maybe if he scanned my brain, it would be like, oh yeah, there's a huge like bleeding in your brain.
Now, how do you know that there are Muppets then?
Because I see all the people talk about them, you know, and how
right,
wholesome
okay,
they are.
But I mean like, so... Did you go to school and people were like, oh yeah, did you see the Muppets Christmas Carol? And you were like, yeah, why was Michael Caine talking to all of those hands? Those various hands and arms.
I
that
think
were
it just
kind
never came up. I feel
gliding
like
around the screen.
that's the weird thing. I guess I got lucky, or unlucky if you.
Well, then how do you know? This feels like a very, my color blue is different to your
No,
color
'cause
blue
then,
kind of thing. Where it's like,
yeah.
how do you know that you see things differently in this scenario?
Because I investigated, there was one point in my life where I was
Right,
alone.
yeah.
There was nobody else around me, and I was watching a video. They were talking about the Muppets, and they show up a screenshot out of the movie, and I'm like, it's just a hand. But then they're talking about that it's like a green frog or whatever. I'm like, what the fuck, Pepe?
Second question.
Yeah.
This is that you're saying this is so late in your life that you had Pepe as a reference.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
That's the thing, right?
Second question. Because they do drawings of the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
So do you see the drawings, or do you see a drawing of a hand?
I see the drawing of the hand. Yes.
You see the drawing of the hand within the Muppet.
Yes, and I like
when they do
movie
Muppets.
Dark
What?
Crystal or whatever.
Dark Crystal.
Yeah. That's another also just hands, for me. And
What
I'm
about
like,
Sesame Street? Because those are still Muppets. Like Big
no, I
Bird
see
and
a
stuff.
person inside.
So
of
Big
the-
Bird, you see a guy like hunched over with his arm all the way up and stuff.
Yes, exactly, and it's horrible.
Interesting.
That's why I'm so, I see him like the tears on their face,
Sure.
when they're doing it too.
All
Their
right,
spine, scoliosis.
third
spine.
question.
Yeah, go on.
Is it all puppets or just Muppets?
I have to investigate. Can you send me a picture of something that a puppet that's not a Muppet?
Okay, well, let me send you a picture of Avenue Q.
Okay, I'll see. All right, let's see.
These are.
Ben needs to find it now in the Google images.
You might know of this. This is the irreverent Broadway musical that would have puppets on it.
Yeah.
I think Jim Henson Workshop people worked on it. You might know it has the famous song "The Internet Is for Porn." You know that one?
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's from that show, famous song. Here's an image. What do you see? This is an image of the entire cast, puppets included.
Yeah. I see people, but I see them like some of them are holding their hands up too, like like they have the. I don't know why they would set up, like be like that. That's a weird sort of.
And you can't see the bodies. You can't see the bodies of the puppets.
No. I see the
So
like.
you can't.
The forearm,
So when they're with their other hand, where they're holding the like sticks to control the arms and stuff.
Yeah.
Are they just holding sticks?
Yeah, they just have a very weird like position of the hands. Like I don't see a stick there. It seems like.
And you said you were too afraid to tell your doctor about this.
Yeah, because it's like they immediately put on your record. Like your credit
on your record.
Your credit card, score goes down. Like health insurance goes up.
Your credit score going down.
I don't know. It's all algorithms, man.
You know what? Honestly, I can't fault you. That's so true.
Yeah,
that is very true.
Yeah, so many times I had to like pretend that like someone would show me a picture of like I'll see that meme where it's just a teacup floating. And it will be like, you know what, and it's supposed to be Kermit the Frog or whatever, but I just see the teacup floating.
In your mind that image is captioned, you know what?
Well, I don't know. I don't know what what sort of scenario you would use that meme for. You have different categories.
You're saying is tea.
What?
Or he's drinking tea.
He's got like a teacup. I'll find it. I bet I could like. Kermit
tea. And it's like I wouldn't know anything about that or something.
Yeah, or something like that. Yeah, so it's literally just like I don't see the Muppet. What's I see the hand, and I'm like, oh, fuck, It always scares me a little bit now that I know of this. It's you get reminded of your shortcomings and like your disabilities, from time to time,
I think like, what I would like to do is an experiment with this where I think I think we need to get a puppeteer or a Muppeteer, one or the other.
It's like a shock
and
therapy.
we're gonna write or draw a symbol on their hand. And then they're going to put the hand in the puppet, and then you're going to look at it, and you're going to let us know if you can see the symbol. Because if you can see the symbol, then this is a psychic power. If you can't see the symbol, then it's entirely psychosomatic. And it's something you need to work through.
You need to work through, yeah. Well, you know.
I think that will teach us a lot.
If people pay for it, you know, I'm not going to pay for it. You know, it's like the sort of thing.
It's
like
expensive to hire an official Muppeteer.
Yeah.
From the Jim Henson Workshop, because they're owned by Disney.
Yeah, that'll be expensive.
You gotta remember,
right?
Disney owns those guys.
They own them like completely, like they can't work on anything else.
I think basically, yeah.
You need to
That's how contracts are, though, in this day and age. For the creative industries, you sign a contract that will say, "Hey, anything that you make,
like we own,
just while you're hired here, is." Basically ours.
Yeah, like you say an idea to your like a co-worker, and that idea immediately becomes ours.
Unfortunately, that idea is now ours. And what's lucky is that we're both unemployed, so this podcast, Dead Ensigns, is entirely our own. Nobody's going to come along and claim it and say, "Hey, hold on, you made this while you were working for us." No, I'm afraid this is the Tesco official Dead Ensigns podcast. Luckily, neither of us work at Tesco's or anywhere. We're unemployed. We're living off of the government. I guess that makes it the government's podcast.
Oh, no.
The British government-sanctioned Dead Ensigns podcast. Thank you for turning up. I'm Ben. This is Max.
Yeah, that's me.
We haven't recorded for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
You were away, so as opposed to previous times when we've recorded through anyway, we decided just, you know what, we'll just take the Christmas.
Yeah, we did it every single year. How about we not do it this year?
How about we have a year off?
A year?
How about we a month off is what I meant. I didn't mean to say that. Oh, we have a month off. Come back new year. Well rested. Fresh.
Fresh. Come up with all the new jokes, new funnies, you know?
Yeah, we've spent a month workshopping.
This is gonna be the best episode.
Let me tell you that Muppet joke. That was first day stuff. We've got another 29 days of great material ahead.
Yeah,
every single thing for the next year is basically planned out. Right there, over Christmas.
We wrote out the scripts for these episodes.
This is the year. We're gonna start streaming as well.
Yeah.
We're going to start it up again. We're going to play some games.
We're going to try to get that fucking point and click to work again so we can actually capture it.
We're going to try and get all sorts of stuff to work. I want to play the Star Trek Online, honestly.
I spoke to a person at work, a friend. I can call him a friend.
Max, you're already ruining the law. We said we were unemployed.
I mean, a previous job at some point.
What did he say?
Yeah, and he said that it's like the missions, the way missions are kind of like
in Star Trek Online.
Yeah, they seem like they're kind of structured like an episode of a show, you know.
Sure.
So it's like if you want to get more Star Trek-esque, material, like then the Star Trek Online is actually quite a good way to kind of get that feel for like.
I just think it'd be funny to have our own original guy because you can make some pretty fun aliens. I think in that game.
Mm-hmm. What would you make?
I don't know.
Let's have a look what the Star Trek Online.
I think you just get like a load of cosmetic options based on all sorts of Star Trek stuff and some generic stuff.
Can you change your race while you're playing, or do you're locked in?
I don't know. I haven't played it.
Oh, you get racist bonuses. I mean, racial bonuses too.
Yes.
You have to pay to get to play Cardassians? You have to pay money?
Well, it's an MMO, of course.
I guess, yeah.
You have to pay to play other races and
you can play as a Talaxian. We should both make Talaxians.
No, we'll make our own original guy.
Saurian.
When we do it at some point.
Seen these guys.
But we've been away. It's been a long winter. First month of winter. Christmas. New Year's. Max, how was your Christmas?
It was fine. Spent some time with my family. Hanged out. Watched things. Did New Year's. Yeah. It wasn't very eventful. I have to say that.
I agree. I saw my family briefly. But for the most part, I've been playing Pathfinder.
Nice. How
of the
much more
Righteous.
of that fucking game have you got?
I'm in the last chapter.
Wow. Look forward to the written up review by Ben soon for
Yeah.
the entirety of Pathfinder.
Check
Written
it
up.
out on DIWatchdog.com when it's back up. We're going to talk about that. We had a whole bit planned.
Yeah, but it
We even had a musical number in there. Meg spent all of last night writing it, but unfortunately it just doesn't work now because we can't go on the site. So.
But then, just before the episode, Ben was like, why don't we do this with Muppets? And I was like, what? And that's when the Muppet thing came around, Unfortunate.
Yeah, man,
my unfortunate disability,
You would refer to it as a disability.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds more like an ability, like true seeing.
Disabled to see the Muppets,
It makes me wonder if there's anything else you don't realize that you can see past.
That's true,
Maybe you don't know what makeup is.
Maybe
you can see through makeup and you just never realized.
That'd
People are like,
funny.
look how much makeup is on this lady, and you can see the real woman underneath, and you're like, it just looks like a
beautiful
woman to me.
A beautiful lady.
A regular, beautiful woman.
A beautiful woman, Because all women are beautiful, that's what I'm saying.
Like, if it is a psychic ability, we need to get you working with like a detective agency.
But what if because there's a serial killer that's dressed up as a Muppet and I get to see inside of him and to identify him? Is that what you're saying? Muppet murder?
You'll look at his hand and you'll be like, wait a minute. He's got some kind of signature ring on.
It's the goatsy guy.
High school class of 87.
Mm-hmm.
Graduation ring.
We have to look at all the 87 graduations for every single high school in the entirety of the country.
He's got
That's
a
going to
wristwatch.
narrow it down.
It looks like it's been repaired within the last 2 days.
Mm-hmm. It's
been signed by Luigi Watchatelli.
Mm-hmm. We got to get Watchatelli. Yeah.
Luigi, what watches have you repaired in the last 2 days? Anyway, that's the end of that.
Yeah.
But it was, I guess, lots of things viewed. Did you play a lot of games, Max?
No, not really. I've watched
You were playing Indiana Jones. You sent me an image at one point and you said this game sucks, and then I never heard you say anything else about the Circle of Destiny.
I said
the Great Circle, I mean.
I said it was Indiana Jones and a pile of men, and it's just people. It's just a room, and it's filled with men.
You did send that, and at first glance, I thought that was a real image of a bunch of men like lying on top of each other. And then I realized, oh wait, that's a video game.
Yeah, that's how beautiful that, and it's also a picture of the screen of my phone, which is.
I think that adds to why it looks so. It looks like a cell phone photo of like a room filled with bodies.
I was thinking that would be a pretty cool gimmick where you go back to that. You use it as an aesthetic in a way, like recording of a screen instead of, but whatever. Yeah. I could talk about Indiana Jones, I guess. That game is weird in terms of like...
Doesn't seem amazing. People came out and they were like, hey, it feels like I'm playing as Indiana Jones. But then I don't care about Indiana Jones, so I didn't look into it very much. You're an indie head, aren't you, Max?
And indie games, not so much Indiana Jones. I don't mind Indiana Jones. I did it was a movie that would replay a lot on TV, like from what I remember,
Yeah, it's a TV movie.
Not
that it is a movie made for TV, but it's the kind of movie that will always be on TV somewhere.
Mm-hmm. And like, I feel like I always remember it like kind of fondly because it would be like played around Christmas or something, and we would be like, I don't know, let's just let it play. And you would, I don't know why. It just seems like that was like something that for some reason in Poland they would put on Indiana Jones near the kind of Christmas season. But I don't know, that's where I kind of remember watching it the most. It's just it would play like the Holy Grail or something like that would play. and I would rewatch it. I think that's the one that I rewatched the most. Is the Holy Grail. But yeah, in terms of like the actual gameplay and stuff, it's a first person platformer.
It's an immersive sim.
Not really, because you don't really have multiple ways of... Because you don't have a lot of tools. Like, that's the idea with immersive sims. The game provides you a lot of tools and, like, either skills that then you can apply in different ways to solve a scenario, right? In here, it's, like, kind of just... it's like... what's it called? What's that game? Corvo, isn't it? The main guy, the assassin, the teleporting assassin. Fuck! How could I forget?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Fuck! Jesus! The arcane people made it. The ones that made the Dishonored. Jesus Christ!
Oh, okay.
Dishonored. It plays very much like Dishonored, but if you didn't have the teleportation, so everything is slow basically. In this game.
Dishonored an immersive sim?
I guess in a way it's more of like a high speed stealth game, I would call it, rather than... I guess it is an immersive sim because the scenario provides you a lot of ways of solving it. You can go about solving a lot of the objectives in multiple ways, but I don't know if you could... Honestly, I don't think anyone ever called Hitman an immersive sim, and you could say, yes, this game provides you a lot of tools to, solve a scenario. But in Indiana Jones, yeah, this stealth isn't that fun to do. Combat feels very... At the beginning, it feels pretty cool. You get into fisticuffs with people and stuff, and there's a lot of weight behind punches and stuff like that. But then it gets old really quickly, so you just start spamming right hook, and it just and it looks really bad, when you start doing it.
Kind of a Batman Arkham Asylum, you're just hitting the same button over.
Yeah,
and over.
Exactly, but I guess even less, because at least in Arkham you just kind of have to time it, in a way.
You hit triangle every now and then.
Yeah,
as well.
Exactly, and here I guess
There's
you
a guy
parry and
up
stuff,
here.
but it's like, I don't know, it's just... at least I have to give him that the story feels very Indiana Jonesy. The conclusion to the story is kind of a little bit meh, but I don't know. I just kind of played it because I wasn't in a place to play anything else. And this was a really good kind of controller game that I could just play on my couch or whatever.
Yeah.
So I've played through it, but at the same time, I wasn't like, I can't wait to, finish this. I was like a little bit curious about like where this is going, what this story is going to be about, in kind of like a malicious way.
Skip ahead 20 seconds. But Max, tell me, what is the circle, the Great Circle?
It's the Great Circle is like... Jesus Christ, actually, that's a good point. I feel like it was the locations of the stones that you collect along the earth, I guess. Like, that's the funny thing, is that you get to go around...
Stop. All right, so 20 seconds was up. Somebody just skipped ahead. We can't hit what the rest of the spoiler is. Unfortunately, Max couldn't get it out in time.
Yeah, that's true. The Great Circle.
I guess there's probably still some spoilers in there, so be careful.
I don't know. It's I guess, yeah. You go to the Vatican. That's pretty cool, I guess. Unusual place to go around in, I guess.
That's cool. I went to hell in Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous, Chapter 4. You go to the abyss.
How many times have you had sex in this RPG you played in?
3 characters.
Different?
Twice each, because... it almost acts as a fast travel back to the area where I have to do other stuff.
That's insane. Wait, so so
basically
it teleports you to a bed or something, and that's how you do it?
Yeah, so in chapter 3 you have your main base, Dresden,
so dumb.
the fort. Okay, and you're the commander of Dresden.
Yeah.
And the area where you do your commanding is like right across the hall from where you can rest and store stuff, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And if you have sex with a character that you have a romantic interest in,
Mm-hmm.
then you get teleported to the room there.
Yeah.
Opposite the room where you... So sometimes I would be like... I would have to walk across the town and then do a loading screen into the area where I want to be and then go over to the table. And I would just sort of be like, well, I'm standing next to Wenduag.
Mm-hmm.
Just click the option of like, let's go have sex. And then she goes, sure. And then teleport over there. And then there you go. I'm done. Walk over.
Mm-hmm. Very, very kind of, you treat her quite a bit like an object, you know.
Well,
objectifying her
unfortunately,
quite a bit.
skip forward 20 seconds if you care about Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Spoilers. Unfortunately, Wenduag is a piece of shit, and she tried to kill me, so it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
It's all right.
So that's why you can take advantage of her. Okay, I see how it is.
No, she was taking advantage of me, brother.
Sure. Mm-hmm. That
You
means
know
you
what
get.
was happening.
I feel like both of the sides of this relationship is toxic.
It was a very toxic
There is no
relationship,
good
and now
guys
it's
in
over.
this. There's no
It was
good
a very
guys in this.
toxic story,
Yeah.
but now it's over.
And you think that you're gonna go to a different, like, find a different partner, and you when you tell them the story, they'll be like, "Yeah, that's fine, that's okay."
Well, the character that I've ended up with is a reformed demon, so I think they've probably got bigger problems to worry about on their end.
All right, okay.
So I think my character is a little scot-free there,
Mm-hmm.
luckily.
I didn't
But
know.
it was fine because she helped to stop being a demon, so
Oh,
it's all right.
that's good.
I like the game. This is the most I've ever flip-flopped back and forth on a game because constantly throughout the game I have done some narrative stuff and I've gone like, interesting. This is fun. I'm enjoying where the story is going. Then it'll put me in a fight. And the fight is abysmal. And it takes me like 25 minutes to kill a guy because he's got AC that's really high and an attack that's really low. And he won't hit me and I won't hit him. And we'll just keep going back and forth until one of us dies. And I'll be like, I hate this game. This game is dog shit. And then it will give me a little bit of narrative after that as a treat. And I'll be like, well, maybe it's not all so bad.
Mm-hmm.
I can't escape it. It's driving me insane.
How about you just watch a let's play of these CRPGs?
Because I want to play it.
Oh, okay. It seems like a lot of issues you're having with these games is gameplay.
No, because I don't want to fucking see some other guy's choices. So this is a cool thing. This is a game that I am very tempted to replay.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have the mythic path system in this.
What the fuck is that?
It's basically a second
Like a
level up
game
track.
plus?
It's like a milestone level up track alongside your regular just like class that you have, right?
Uh-huh.
But they're like it's like powerful. It's like you are inhabiting some kind of like special ability, right?
Mm-hmm.
But depending on what one you go down can alter scenes and stuff.
All right.
So I'm playing like a sort of chaotic good like angel path thing with the Azata. And you have this whole side story about like here are all of your friends, the free court, and they're all like artists and people and stuff. And you find like an island and stuff, and you get a whole new character, like a dragon companion to hang out with. And sometimes I'll go to a place and enemies will already be dead. And when I walk forward a bit, my free Crusader guys are already there, and they're like, "We dealt with them, Captain. Don't worry." And I'm like, "All right, cool." But there's dialogue options for all of them as well.
Mm-hmm.
So while I'm playing through it and I'm getting all these Azata-based choices and scenes, every now and then I'll be talking to somebody and there'll be a little red choice that I can't select that says like requires lich path, you know? Requires swarm that walks, requires angel, requires devil or demon. And it's like, it seems like there's a good amount of variation in the narrative that you can go down just by choosing a different power, and then that power also has different gameplay mechanics and stuff. You know?
Okay.
So it's cool. I like this game a lot. I do like this game a lot.
Yeah, you
Even the
recommend
gameplay, even the gameplay I've settled on. The thing that rubbed me the wrong way about the gameplay is I don't really care much for buffing and debuffing, you know?
You just want
don't care
pure
much.
DPS.
I just want to be able to, I just want my spellcasters to do fun and interesting spells and not have to, like, spend 5 turns putting on various buffs on my characters, you know? Just so that they're able to attack the boss. And likewise, I don't like it when I look at the boss and they have a turn 0 where they get to apply 7 buffs to themselves immediately, and then I have to spend time, like, dispelling their buffs, you know? It's a fucking pain in the ass, and I find that kind of shit boring. But I've settled on it a bit more now, and I like it. I like it. And it scratches the itch enough where it's like, I want to play in a D&D game. I want to have a character, but nobody's, like, running anything really at the moment in my life. So I'm like, well, I'll play fucking Pathfinder. It's a D&D story. Fuck it. It's fine. Fills the gap.
Do you feel like you want to play Pathfinder now more?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Nice.
I don't like Pathfinder. It's too rules heavy, man. And I don't like the ever increasing numbers, you know?
The
I don't
scaling,
like-
power scaling.
Yeah, I don't like at the beginning of the game, like, 20 AC is a lot. And then at the end of the game, 60 AC is a lot.
Jesus.
Because
Okay.
then I start to look at it and I go, well, what did 20 AC even mean? What does 60 AC really look like? What's happening? What is happening differently in a fight that makes up 40 points of armor, you know?
Yeah,
Between
armor.
the beginning
Just
and the
wearing
end game.
Cool
Yeah, but that's the thing. Is it just
Bigger
better
spikes
armor?
on it.
Because that makes it seem like the armor at the beginning of the game is, like, made of dog shit and wood.
Yeah,
you know?
You know what? That's what it is. It's like what you don't realize in a lot of these stories. You know, you're the chosen people. You know,
And it's more of a video game thing. Like, if you're a DM, you can just, like, you can recontextualize it and stuff and make it work differently and make it make sense. But, like, at the beginning of the video game, it's like, oh, you need to do a 15 mobility check to climb this wall. And then 50 hours later, they're like, well, your mobility is much higher than 15 now. But you need to climb a wall in a more difficult area. But for all intents and purposes, it's basically like the same distance and same action, but now the DC is like 35. You know?
Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
It don't make any sense. But it's a video gamey thing. You can't have a super easy check that far in the game because I don't know, it'd just be too easy.
And I guess it has to, you know, make it worth it for people that invested in those skills and stuff. You know,
What I would like, I think, because I think a different company is making a Pathfinder game than Owlcat now. I think it would be cool. I was thinking I'd like a Lancer game. I'd like a game that uses like Lancer combat and stuff.
I don't think that's possible, honestly.
Why not?
I don't then play like Groundbreaker or what they call that little like turn-based roguelike where you use mechs and you knock things around and stuff.
Oh, Into the Breach.
Into the Breach, yeah. Into the Breach or something. But
I'd
it's like a
Into the Breach,
CRPG.
but I also want an RPG story around it. What in your mind makes it so hard to make a game that's like a mech CRPG?
I don't know.
It would just be its front mission. They already did it. It's front mission.
Yeah, then you can play front mission.
But I want to play Lancer because the mechs in Lancer are cool. And the world of Lancer is interesting.
Yeah, I guess. But also, isn't the world of Lancer a little bit open-ended depending on the people that play it, you know? That sort of thing.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, so maybe just a mech RPG, you know?
I don't understand why it was your problem. Why do you have to neg this so much?
Because I hate Lancer.
I think you hate me is what the vibe I'm
Yes,
getting.
and that's by proxy. I hate Ben. That's my
Majority of
arc. That's my
time-
winter arc. Is I hate
You're
Ben.
evil. You're angry now. That's you're malicious. This is a shame.
I'm doing pull-ups, and I have Ben's face.
This is
You
the
know,
beginning of is Max Cady in the
Yeah.
the beginning of what's it called, that fucking movie?
I don't
You
know.
know, Robert De Niro.
Robert De
Martin
Niro,
Scorsese.
fucking taxi driver.
No, damn it, what's it called? It's Cape Fear.
Okay, yeah,
The beginning
yeah.
of Cape Fear in the prison with the soundtrack, you know? You're doing the like chin ups or the
Yeah.
or the sit ups or whatever, the vertical ones.
Yeah,
It's
that's
like,
exactly what I'm doing.
It's just
Yeah.
staring down a picture of me on the wall, waiting to kill me.
I shave my head, you know, just so I have more.
Oh, wait a minute. When I went to see Nosferatu on Wednesday, you were the guy in front of me with the big cigar laughing the whole time.
Ah, get him, vampire. That's what I was saying.
It all makes sense now.
Yeah. Fuck you, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know,
Most of my time was Pathfinder. I did other stuff, but let's back and forth it. What else did you do, Max? What else
watched
did
a
you
bunch
do?
of movies. I watched
What kind of movies?
Yeah, I watched Fall Guy.
Give me a rundown. Fall Guy with Ryan Gosling.
It wasn't very good.
Yeah, that one kind of flopped, right? That was one of the movies from this year that came out, and everybody was like, this is it. Movies are dead. Nobody's seeing movies anymore. And then Deadpool and Wolverine came out, and everybody went to see it, and they were like, well,
it is,
some movies are dead.
Yeah, like a lot of it was. I remember when that movie came out, like Fall Guy, and people were like, "That's it. People aren't seeing new properties, and that's why people aren't making them." So, and I watched the movie. I was like, "This movie kind of sucks. It's kind of bad." Like, there's this like anything that isn't action in this movie is just like I'm like, stop talking. I don't want to listen to this garbage. Like it's like the dialogue is really, and the relationship between the leads is just so like forced and like not fun. Like not funny. What am I saying? Just like there's like there's this forced like chemistry to it. On top of that, like sweetness, like this. Like, I'm like it's not good, you know? And the action is cool, I guess, but you have to kind of survive these bits in the movie which are not... And some action scenes are also too long. They're too long. And it's like, yeah, it's just a very kind of not really that good of a movie, honestly. I watched Twisters.
Twisters, the sequel to Twister. Now there's two.
Yeah.
How was it?
It was not really that good. Either. It's a lot of it was very much kind of, you know, you're with family and you're like, let's watch this, you know, sort of thing. Just scrolling through things.
Christmas is the time to sort of catch up on a lot of the schlockier films you didn't watch.
Exactly.
A lot of films that you're kind of like, I guess I'm vaguely interested in that, but I'm not going to go to the movies to see it.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
watch it at Christmas.
Yeah. I watched Alien Romulus.
Yeah,
pretty good. I liked it. I did
that
really
one
enjoy
seemed
that
a little
movie.
divisive. I was seeing some people be like, "This is a really good Alien film." I saw other people being like, "This is a really bad Alien film."
I kind of I don't really.
I have not seen it personally, so
It was a fun watch, definitely. You know, like I enjoyed it as a movie. I don't know if like I'm gonna compare it to other stuff. Like I don't know, like I really didn't like the like Prometheus and all the other movies, and I liked this one. You know, I really like the designs they used, and all the special effects seem to be, you know, what I called like most of them at least are what I call practical. You know,
practical.
So
Yeah, because there's a big suit, right?
Is there?
Oh, there's a big like creature in the movie, and it's like a practical
and
outfit.
It's really
I
good.
saw that
like
behind the scenes, it's like, damn, that's a big ass suit.
Yeah, and it was
They get Jim
worn
Henson
by.
on this. Now, this is a question: do you see through that?
No, I could see the suits, so that's why I enjoyed it. You know,
Curious.
You know. I guess when you put in an entire body in there or something, I don't know.
Well, but you said that you can see through Big Bird.
But you said the Big Bird has the hand up, you know?
Yeah, but that's an entire body in a suit.
Yeah, but I guess then there's some more rules to this disease that I have than we know, right?
That's what we'll have to work out.
You're gonna have to wear. It's like a litmus test.
This is
you
why I'm saying I want to run some tests with like hidden
the government
objects inside of puppets, and if you can see within them,
Now that the government owns us, they can take me. Put me in a facility. Somewhere, run tests
you're
on
gonna
me.
get put in an unmarked van any day now.
Yeah, they're gonna bag me to put a. They're gonna put a puppet head over my head, and I'm gonna see through it, and I'll know exactly where I'm going. And then it's like curious.
There's the card counter scenes.
Yeah.
Willem Dafoe's showing Oscar Isaac through a torture facility, and they go past a cell, and you're just being shown like various Muppets and puppets. They're zapping you with electrodes every now and then.
I can still not see it. How can we use this ability?
So Alien Romulus was a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
That
it's
one.
pretty good.
Okay. Nice.
Some nicely disgusting scenes in that one.
Sure.
Watched Red One.
Yes.
Have you watched it?
It did so well across many verticals, Dwayne The Rock Johnson is saying.
Yeah.
It did great across many verticals.
And
I did not see Red One, though.
It's a weird movie, because like I watched when it first came out, it was... I've seen a lot of kind of negativity towards this movie.
Yeah,
but
it's
honestly,
like an action Christmas film, right?
Yeah, it's an action Christmas film.
Action adventure. It's like a Marvel Christmas movie.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, it was alright. It was pretty good in terms of the actual movie. But at the same time, I was like, who is this made for? Because it was like exactly like
it did well across many verticals.
Vertices, and we have. I must have been on one of those vertices, I guess.
Evidently, you have to find your vertical, and then you'll be set for life.
Yeah, and then Dwayne Johnson is going to be like, yes, you are my audience. But yeah, it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. Sure. The jokes are pretty good, like the joke. He said the action is pretty well choreographed, and like for example, I guess like comparing it to Fall Guy, for example, it was a way better movie than that movie, Yeah. And the message on top of it, like the Christmas message at the end of it, is like pretty fun. Like it's like, oh, this is nice. Like I felt like the kind of Christmas warmth of that message, And so the negativity was actually pretty like, I was like, oh yeah, guys, like there was it is a bit like, that's the idea. Like I feel the biggest issue of this movie is like, who was this made for?
Sure.
Like, because was it made for kids? Not really. Like too many of the jokes are too like, not adult, but like the references to stuff that like a kid has no idea about, like that sort of thing.
It's a family action film. It's the same sort of thing as like pretty much all of the Marvel stuff,
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't have the pull of Marvel, and that stuff like that. But it's at the same time,
it's Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Chris Evans.
Chris Evans, like, whoa, Captain America in this movie, Mr.
J.K.
Fantastic
Simmons is there.
Yeah, he's the Santa.
Telling me this isn't doing well.
He played Klaus, I think, in the Klaus. He did the voice
Klaus.
of
He did play Klaus in Klaus.
In Klaus. And
not a very
Whiplash.
Good performance either. He's kind of bad voice acting.
Whiplash. He did Whiplash.
He was Whiplash in Whiplash, yeah.
He was Whiplash in Whiplash, yes. So, Red One, pretty good. It's on Amazon, so you can just watch it because it came. You can watch it for. Are you not free?
You can watch it for your Prime subscription.
Mm-hmm.
If you have one.
I watched Blink twice with Channing Tatum. Pretty good.
I don't know what that is.
It's like a horror like pretty like dark movie in the end. At the end, he's got a really good performance. It's really hard to talk about this movie because kind of talking about it kind of will involve spoiling it in a way. It's
I saw
it's
a
one of
great
those.
Channing Tatum performance this Christmas. But
Yeah,
we'll get to that.
Yeah. We'll get to that.
You
I
end
got
with
that on my
one,
list.
'cause then I can segue.
It was pretty good. I recommend Blink Twice.
Right.
If you enjoy horror or kind of like
Is it more psychological?
psychological, yeah, but in the end it's kind of a lot more visceral, let's say that.
It's got like Channing Tatum grabbing his head. He's like, "What is happening in my mind?"
Yes, yes. I'm gonna say yes. Why not? I'm gonna obfuscate what this movie is about by saying yes. Haha.
All right.
And I watched Dogs of War, which is a movie with Christopher Walken about mercenaries and toppling governments in Africa, where he's pretty young in that one, and he's beautiful. He's a beautiful man. That's what I was thinking about the entire movie.
You're on a young Christopher Walken kick.
Yeah, yeah. I was watching it. I was like, I can't believe this man is a mercenary. He's too beautiful to become a.
He's
like
so lovely.
He's such a lovely man.
I wish I could have him.
Have him
in my house like a collectible.
Yeah, I'll put him up in a glass box, and you'll be like,
Yep.
"Let me out!"
Hide him
I know.
away.
I can't do it. I can't do
You'll
it.
be all mine.
Put him in a glass box. That would be pretty insane. Like, I have him in a glass box, and people are just like okay with that. Like, you know what I mean?
They walk into your kitchen. They're like, "Is that Willem Dafoe in a box?" And you're like, "Yeah." And they're like, "Oh, okay."
Christopher Walken's not
Christopher Walken. I was saying Willem Dafoe because I was going to ask you to see Nosferatu.
I really want to go see it. I don't know if it's at the cinemas, so I don't think
It's still at the cinema.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay,
came out
I'll
like on the 1st.
I'll have a. Really? Jesus, I thought it was a lot long. Why?
No,
a lot more.
it came out on
ago.
Christmas in America.
It's a good Christmas movie, right? What did you
It's
think of
got a
Nosferatu?
Christmassy
Would you
vibe.
say is a good
It's fine.
movie?
It's all right. It's pretty good.
Alright.
I mean, it's a good Robert Eggers film, but it's
Mm-hmm.
probably my least favorite Robert Eggers film.
Alright.
Like, it's still a good movie. I'd recommend it, but all three of his other films are stronger, I think.
All right.
And as far as adaptations, I mean, I haven't seen
now.
too many Dracula, Nosferatu adaptations, but of the ones I have seen, it's also like it's okay.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything too crazy.
Is the Nosferatu taking a bit more of a background role in this one? He's not.
No, he's awesome.
Okay. All right, he's awesome.
This
Okay.
is Skarsgård. You know, the weird one who played the
weird
clown.
one with the eyes. Yeah.
Yeah. He's the Nosferatu. He's Count Warlock. He's awesome in this. It's got a lot of good design stuff. It's just it doesn't. I don't know about you, but I feel like Robert Eggers is very good at like doing something very unexpected. You know.
Mm-hmm.
You remember in Norseman when he fucking chopped the guy up and turned him into a horse?
Yeah, that's pretty good.
And stapled him to a thing.
Is there
And
a
it's
lot
like,
of
holy
sort of
fuck,
stuff
that's
in this
so
movie?
cool.
Yeah.
No, there's not a lot of that in this film.
It
There's
must
a lot
be
of
Christians. I like that line. They're
Must
like,
be
it must be
Christians,
Christians. You got that guy turned into a horse.
But also, there's like the witch was really cool and unexpected, and the lighthouse you don't know where it's going. You know, it's a really intense film, and Nosferatu's like good, but it's like it's just like a little more reserved than I would expect, I guess.
Okay. The too mainstream. They're trying to capture the mainstream
it has
by
done
reviving
very well.
Nosferatu.
It has done
that's
very
good.
well.
I guess we're gonna look forward to more of those sort of movies from Robert Eggers.
Maybe because it seemed like Northman was not a flop, but
I don't
like
think
it
it
wasn't
did
like
well,
huge. Yeah, it didn't do great,
Yeah,
especially with its because it was big budget.
yeah.
It was like his big budget action film.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to get all those ripped men, and those are costly, you know.
Yeah,
to
and then
hire
the only
like
people
ripped
that
men.
saw it were like cinephiles or like alt-right guys
Alt-right,
who were
yeah.
like
Eating raw meat,
eating
yeah.
their raw meat in the cinema
And
with
Seat
egg.
Heiling in the cinema, like
Yeah, exactly.
normal
Those
people.
was like those were the verticals for the Northman. But Nosferatu's doing well. Nosferatu's doing well.
Those were one of those cinephiles and people that like to vampires.
Cinephiles and xenophobes, I guess. Cinephiles and cinephobes
yeah.
for Northmen. No, I think the girlies like Nosferatu.
Oh, because he's so cool. He's so cute.
It's about like it's like
about falling in love with Nosferatu with a
sort of.
vampire.
It's more like society doesn't expect women to be kind of fucked up a bit, you know.
Oh, okay. Would they like get married to the Berlin Wall or like the Eiffel Tower, and you're like, what the fuck, you know? How is that possible?
They think about like death and stuff.
Yeah,
and they're a little crazy.
Why aren't they like normal like guys that are like you put a like you showing Lola Bunny and you're like, yo, like that's hot, you know?
Holy! You said that's a rabbit.
That's a rabbit. It's got big.
You
boobs.
said this is real.
This.
No. Yeah, no, I don't know. I'm torn talking about it, because although I like Nosferatu, if I were to recommend a Robert Eggers film to somebody who's never seen a Robert Eggers film before, it would not be the first on my list.
Yeah.
I'd be like, check out The Lighthouse.
Yeah.
It's a great film.
I would be like, just don't watch movies. That's what I would say to them.
Yeah.
Give up. Go
up.
watch any movies, honestly.
Go read a comic book.
Yeah.
Go read Moon Knight.
Have you thought about different forms of media? You know, because I feel like too many people are watching movies nowadays, you know?
You should go and open 75 fortune cookies.
Yes.
That should be your entertainment for the evening.
Assemble them in order of that would make sense.
Read through all of them and then rank them. Which was your favorite fortune?
In a tier list.
What was your least favorite? Do a tier list of all 75 fortune cookies I opened tonight over the last 2 hours.
You open each fortune cookie and it's the same fortune the entire time. Isn't that how it works, right? Because I never opened any more fortune cookies than one at a time. So maybe if I opened more, you would realize that it's like always the same one, you know?
It might be. You never know. Because usually people open them together at the end of a meal.
Yeah. But then if you
opened it and all of your friends at the table opened the same fortune, you'd be like, oh, okay.
No. What I'm saying is like when you open the cookie, because it's your fortune, right? It's tailored to you, right? It's whatever you
so
get.
they would still get different ones, but every single time you open one, it's like the same fortune.
Yeah, exactly. Because that's the thing. No one tested it because you tend to open one, you know?
I don't think anybody would want to test it. Because I think both outcomes are kind of depressing in a way, right?
Yeah. Where
either there's no magic in the world or there's no free will.
Yeah, it's all predetermined through fortune.
Yeah, exactly.
And
I
you
think
get
both
to see
outcomes are kind of depressing.
that's when you look at looking behind the veil of reality is opening more than one fortune cookie.
That's how they get you out of the Matrix.
It's like the Animatrix, but you open fortune cookies and you run out.
Yeah, check out Nosferatu. I guess it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I like Coppola's Dracula.
I want to watch Law Abiding Citizen. That's why my mind's been on that for some reason. I haven't watched that movie, and for some reason it's been bouncing around my head.
I remember that movie being kind of cool.
Okay, I'll watch that then.
It's one of those movies. It's like Falling Down.
Oh,
where people watch it and they like, I admire this guy because he's sticking it to society in a way that they can't do anything about.
Yeah.
I'm going to put you on a list, I think. Because of liking Law Abiding Citizen and Falling Down. Makes you a troubled person.
It's just like a tier list of all those sort of movies of like taking it back. It's like, and that's my favorite movie list is like Falling Down, Law Abiding Citizen. What else? I don't know. I can't think of anything else.
Dark Knight Rises.
Equalizer, I guess.
Equalizer.
John Wick.
Man on Fire.
Yeah, something like that.
Max, we were both watched a film, not together, but we watched it in conjunction with each other, a film from this year, probably one of the biggest films of the year.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine.
Yeah.
Together at last. People have been wondering, since Deadpool 1, where's Wolverine?
Yeah.
Deadpool 2, seriously, where's Wolverine? Mm-hmm. Now we finally have him, Deadpool and Wolverine. This movie is kind of not very good.
Like the thing about it is that it's so weird that Wolverine is in it because I feel like he doesn't really do that much.
Yeah,
I feel like
there's nothing about this Wolverine that isn't covered in every other X-Men film where they did a story about Wolverine.
I guess I don't know. I haven't. You're the voice because you watched the Vox of this of the X-Men.
He's kind of got the same.
Rewatched them recently.
He's got like the same sort of storyline as Professor X in the Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
In Logan, I mean, not the Wolverine.
Yeah.
Where he's like, he has inadvertently killed the X-Men, you know?
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Except he's just kind of, I don't know, he gets over it, I guess.
he
learns
dies,
to love
right?
again.
No, that's Star Trek Picard. You got it wrong. That's.
I think it's interesting because the first two Deadpool films build up like a pretty big cast of friends for him.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
And his found family. And this film is about protecting his found family. And his found family, I think, is in maybe like a total 7 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
And the rest of it is Deadpool and Wolverine wandering around the
empty,
most boring-looking wasteland desert ever. With a bunch of cameos and references, and then the movie ends.
Yeah. Why is the Fox logo in the void? I don't know.
Because it's irreverent.
Yeah.
Because Fox made those other movies.
Yeah.
And they don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore.
I think the Chris Evans Human Torch joke was pretty good.
Yeah, that was fun. I liked that one.
That's a good.
It's a shame that he died so early, and he was.
Well, he's got to get ready to be in Avengers Doomsday.
Is that a thing?
Yes, he's signed on to be somebody in it. We don't know who. Is he going to be Cap again?
Is he going to be?
He's got to go do Red 1 2.
Evil Torch, yeah, because that was such a success.
Would they call it Red 1 2 or Red 2? Do you think?
Red 2.
Red 2. Then Red 3. I feel like it's a. You know what? I'm starting to think. I feel like they're going to have some issues with the other Red film. With
subtitling of the. They could do something like Easter, the Red 1 story.
Maybe Red 1 : operatives.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
That could be good. Operatives. I don't know.
Yeah.
Holly Jolly Black operatives. Black Ops.
And they talk about like all because like in Red 1 they have all it's implied that there's like more supernatural creatures in that world. Like there's the Headless Horseman is that one point in the so it's like you could technically make it a universe, yes, and have
make it like
be
a Halloween film, Easter film.
Yeah. Something else was in there, I don't remember.
I think I was led to believe that Deadpool and Wolverine would be more homoerotic than it is. And there is some homoeroticism, but it's more in line with like Deadpool 1 and 2, where a lot of the homosexuality is like a punchline.
It's a punchline, and it's Deadpool specifically doing it to other people unconsensually, basically, without consent. But yeah, it's
where, what's his face? What's his name? The guy that plays Wolverine.
Hugh Jackman.
Hugh Jackman. His shirt bursts open and stuff, and he's ripped.
Yeah. I like that. I was like, that's funny.
He's old as fuck.
He's old, but he's like still ripped.
55.
That steroids doing the work right now.
They drained him dry for this movie.
Yeah, he didn't drink water for 6 days to get that one shot, of
I like when Blade said the R word.
The R word, yeah.
That was a funny. I wasn't expecting it.
It wasn't expected. I was like, why is Blade saying that? I was like, I'm a little bit like, but it's funny, I guess. I was like, why is he saying that?
It did make me laugh.
Yeah,
there are some good jokes in there, and there's some good action sequences. Yeah. The fight in the car is pretty good, but the movie's just overall pretty ugly.
Yeah, it is.
And after watching Loki, which I'll get to in a minute, it kind of like riffs on that storyline a lot without building on it in any interesting way, and just kind of it kind of just like pulls the whole thing, and then is a less satisfying version of a very similar story.
Yeah.
About finding self-worth and stuff.
Yeah.
In a multiverse, I guess, that doesn't really care about you.
Yeah. I feel like the thematic stuff, like, I don't know, like, like, I don't know, spoilers for fucking the thing of the movie is that we find out that, the Wolverine that we currently, he pulls,
Yeah, because there's a montage where he goes to various Wolverines, various references to old comic books. There's a Henry Cavill cameo as Wolverine.
Yes.
He goes to the Logan Wolverine where his skeleton is like impaled on a piece of wood, that kind of thing.
Yeah. And they at the end it's kind of revealed that, like, he goes through they killed the X-Men in this universe, and because he was drunk he wasn't able to help, and then he goes in a frenzy and starts killing people, like just obliterating the shit out of people, I guess.
This berserker barrage.
Yeah, and it's like the entire thing is like, you made a mistake, it was like you weren't controlling yourself, but at the same time, I feel like if they...
Our worst moments don't define us. Where have I heard that before?
I guess, yeah. And then I couldn't stop imagining him, like, impaling, like, a woman, just killing, shredding her, and then being like, yeah, fuck, like, that's...
I've grown.
Yeah, and then the idea, like,
I thought the implication wasn't so much he was just killing like random civilians. I think it's more that he became like a very evil superhero, and that he was just gonna go and kill bad guys. He was
I don't know,
just straight up just murdered bad guys.
Because there's an implication that he says some of them were innocent. Like, there's a line where he's like, and I was like, that's the one that got me, like, out of that. I was like, oh shit, okay, so did he like fucking just blindly started killing non-mutants because he like because of what happened, so the kind of arc it doesn't really gel for me as much, of him like, oh yeah, now I actually need to care for people, like I'm finding, connection and working together, with other superheroes. So kind of having that image in my brain, I'm like, fuck, you just get over it so easily,
I like Cassandra Nova a lot.
The ex
Professor X's sister. That was she was the highlight of the movie. I think she was an excellent villain, and it made me sad that she wasn't in it sooner, in any of these movies sooner, and she'll never be in them again.
Yeah,
because she was a really cool character, very good performance, great costume design as well.
Yeah.
Great effects for her.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it.
They really nailed it. The highlight of the movie, and we'll never see her again. And she had to exist in Deadpool 3, unfortunately.
We had Elektra, we had Channing Tatum as Gambit.
Yeah.
And the thing is that,
your favorite Blade is back. He said the line, he said there's only ever going to be one Blade, and they still haven't made that other Blade movie.
No, exactly. And the thing that I was a little bit like, there's a line in when they're in the hideout and Channing Tatum is saying the thing where it's like I always been here in the void, but I was like, there's been Gambit content before the Marvel universe,
This is a movie. Look, I know it's probably being called it to death. I know it's old hat to refer to it this way, but it's a very Reddit movie. It's got Reddit casting jokes in there.
Yes,
they make a joke about how like Wolverine's never fought Sabretooth, but he's fought him in like 2 different movies already. They make a joke about he's Gambit, there's never been a Gambit. They did a Gambit in one of those movies already. They already did him. It was a different guy.
Yeah,
it's just like it is of the same tier. It's more there's some irreverence to it, which kind of gives it a bit of a pass because it's just trying to make a joke out of it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But it is the same tier as like at that the end of the Flash movie when they show the different timelines and there's the Nick Cage Superman from the fucking the Kevin Smith movie that never even existed more than being, oh, did you know Kevin Smith was going to make a Superman movie with Nick Cage and it was going to have a big spider in it?
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah,
it's not. This movie's ugly.
But at the same time, I feel like some of the jokes were like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, there's the joke where the Deadpool looks at the camera and he goes like, "Oh, get your sock, nerds," because he's fighting Wolverine,
Yeah,
and I was like, I get it. It's supposed to, but at the same time, it's just like,
oh, nerdgasm. Like, I don't think even
there's
the people
just so
that this
many
movie's,
of these jokes, in this that
they just feel like, hey, like even the people you're pandering to, these jokes haven't really fit them for like that long.
Yeah,
right?
and I feel like the time is past for that.
It really is. Man.
That joke would have made sense if you made it around the time where Endgame was happening or something. I don't know, like that's the height of its popularity. I don't know. Like I feel like it had a more of an power to that, and of a joke. But here it's like, I don't know. I don't know. At the end of
first two
like
Deadpool
I watched
movies are solid movies. They're fine. They're funny. Got action. They use a lot of like smaller stuff from comics that you probably never expect to see on the big screen. Ones that I'm not really aware of.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
the vibe they give. They're kind of a send up. They feel like a proper send up to comics almost, rather than just like an adaptation of like, here's a movie about Captain America's origin.
Yeah.
This one is, I don't know, it just kind of sucks.
Yeah, another thing is that whenever they show fucking Wolverine doing stuff, they make him all CG. It looked
there's that
bad.
great shot where he jumps out of the back of the bus and he's like straight up like a video game model.
He's just a video
idle
game
posing
model.
There, looking around. It looks really funny. You have all of the other Deadpools,
Yeah, that was pretty fun. That was a pretty fun scene. The conclusion to that scene, I was like a little bit like
that guy Peter, whatever.
Peter comes around,
Peter.
and I kind of like, I feel like maybe they could have played it a little bit like into the theme of the movie where the Deadpools are like, we all have a Peter, and a thing, and they realize, oh, if we destroy this universe, we'll destroy a Peter, that could like, and I don't want to do that because I'm Deadpool and I love Peter, and we all love Peter.
The motivation of the Deadpool force was because they wanted to kill Deadpools, but they were also all Deadpools.
Yeah, I just,
I didn't really get the
that's
I
why
guess it didn't make any sense, and that's part of the sort of humor of it, is that it's just stupid. But at the same time, it's like they're kind of plot important, I guess.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's
nice
the thing.
If there was a bit more like reasoning, which is another thing where it's like I watched the Loki TV show and they have all the different Lokis in there in a way that it makes sense and is fun, and they're like constantly trying to backstab each other because they're all Loki, Whereas you would have thought, given the sort of thing Deadpool does, if you met other Deadpools, you'd probably just they'd have sex with each other and eat food and shit and fun.
It would just be chaotic. It would be so chaotic you wouldn't be able to like there wouldn't be a force, right? It would just be a fucking like indirect, something that you can't direct at anything, But no, I guess they just hire them out as a mercenaries, and they can direct them.
Deadpool 3 kind of sucked. But unfortunately, Max, it put a worm in my brain, and now you have to deal with it. Because I'm just playing Pathfinder, and there's so much of it where it's like you're walking around, going to an area, you fight some guys for like 20 minutes, you walk around, there's dialogue, but none of it's voiced or anything, so I'm just reading it, I'm like, and Northern Lion wasn't streaming at all last week.
Oh.
So I didn't have anything to put on in the background.
Yeah, that he had to spend time with his family, the lazy bastard.
No, I would have done that if I could have.
I mean, Northern Lion, not you.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant me.
I know you were playing Pathfinder.
I guess ultimately I decided, you know what? Let's put on some more of this schlock, because and that's part of the reason why. Because I look at it and I go, let's put on some of this schlock, and then I think I haven't even seen it. Yeah. I'm sitting here saying it's slop and it's garbage, and I haven't even seen it. So you know what? I need to put my money where my mouth is. I'll put some of it on while I'm doing stuff. Check it out. Watch some of this, because I've watched a couple of the movies. You know,
maybe
I've never watched any of the TV shows. I've stayed clear of the TV shows because I'm
maybe you'll realize you dismissed it without, you got.
There were a couple that I was dismissive of, that I think that in hindsight I was like, you know what, that was actually not too bad in terms of this stuff. But for the most part, a lot of them I was like, this was kind of boring. But I'll lightning round them. I'll go kind of quickly. I watched WandaVision. Have you seen WandaVision, Max?
Nope.
It starts out kind of good, because you have the different TV shows that they're lampooning, the pastiches, if you will. But then it all just kind of comes to a head in a big CGI fight between Scarlet Witch and Agatha.
I need to watch it now, because I love CGI.
It just becomes like they're just flying through the sky shooting
lasers,
lightning bolts at each other and stuff, and it looks like shit, and the rest of it's kind of just boring. The TV show stuff was the most interesting part, but they go through a bunch of TV shows. It's fun to see, and I get a better appreciation, because some of them were altered in such a way that it ruined the vibe completely. So at first you've got they do like a Dick Van Dyke show, like a 50s, 60s kind of thing, sitcom. Yeah. And they move on to like Bewitched, like 70s and stuff. Then you get your like 80s, 90s, like Full House sitcom. And then they got to my era, and they were doing a Malcolm in the Middle style thing, And the comedy wasn't quite right, but it was close enough. I got it. I was like, they're doing Malcolm in the Middle. I get it. And then they do like an Office Modern Family style sitcom.
Okay.
And you know what really made that feel strange to me is that they put music on it.
What
and
do you
it made
mean
me
music?
realize that like it had a backing track, like a sitcom backing track, but to like The Office Modern Family kind of thing.
Okay.
It made me realize it's weird to hear music over those shows, because neither of those shows have music.
Yeah. Why did they
do
that?
I don't know why they did it. I guess they just have like a music guy for the show. And I guess they're like, well, we need a soundtrack for every episode, right? Like you're contracted to work on every episode. Right. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know why else they did it, because it doesn't fit. Okay. It ruins like all of the tone of the jokes. Just by adding that soundtrack. It made me realize, like, you know what? Soundtrack is very important. It's crucial.
Mm-hmm.
I remember hearing John Carpenter say once, I can't remember if it was John Carpenter, but he was talking about
guy.
The soundtrack of a movie is a lot like wallpaper, where it's like you shouldn't even really notice it's there,
Yeah.
But and it's partly true, where it's like even no soundtrack. And never mind, it doesn't matter. WandaVision was kind of whatever. Loki, I enjoyed. I watched Loki. Did you watch Loki?
No.
I know you've watched one of these TV shows.
No.
You watched Moon Knight, didn't you?
Yes, but I don't remember it at all. I don't remember it at all.
That's the one I watched most. I watched that one today. So
yeah.
Loki was pretty good, actually. I enjoyed it. Loki is the one that everybody was like, Loki's pretty good. And you know what? I liked it. And you know what's interesting about this one is that the setup for the Kang stuff at the end, I did find kind of interesting. Obviously, they're never, ever, ever, ever going to touch or do anything with that because of all of the Jonathan Majors stuff.
But they'll just have a recast. They'll just get a different guy for it.
No, they moved as Doom now. They forget about Kang.
Yeah,
they said with Kang Dynasty's gone, we deleted it.
Robert Downey Jr. is not controversial. Let's do something with him.
Yeah. But the ending of that show is pretty interesting because they have this whole thing where they go and meet. The Lokis find out basically that all of time is managed. There's no free will essentially.
Mm-hmm.
This guy already knew what was coming, and he makes sure that everything goes according to plan.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they meet him at the end, he's like, yeah, basically this is when the end of my knowledge ends. Is you guys coming here, and from this point on, I don't know what's going to happen. And if you kill me, because I'm the guy that takes away your free will, you'll get free will, but also for some reason the timelines will split and all of my evil clones will come.
Okay, all right, okay.
It is an interesting setup, and they end up killing him, and then the timeline split up, and you're like, oh no, the Kangs are coming.
Yeah.
Look out, everybody.
That's when you watch, what's it called? Quantum Mania, and you see...
Yeah, except don't now, because it's not coming. The Kangs actually aren't coming.
It doesn't matter.
God, don't worry about it.
That's so dumb.
It's silly. This is what happens when you plan all these movies in advance and they're all tied around like one guy, and then oops, it's that one guy. We're not good.
I just can't wait for when they just generate a guy with
I think
AI,
it's more than just
be
Jonathan
him.
Major. Yeah, they'll do that at some point. They'll make an AI villain that they can just use forever, and he will never do anything problematic.
An AI actor.
I think they would have maybe recast Jonathan Majors, but I think just generally people are very lukewarm about all of the Marvel stuff at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I think they needed a big twist, like fuck Kang, Doctor Doom, and also he's played by Robert Downey Jr. to make everybody go whoa. Also, there's a new Fantastic Four coming. Whoa, crazy!
I'm curious how they're gonna do Reeds. I feel like
He's
always
Pedro
all
Pascal.
Yeah, I know, but all of the effects, they
It'll
always
be
look
interesting.
funny. They always
I
look
think
kind
the
of funny.
Fantastic Four film will be the first proper return for these movies.
When he like stretches out and turns himself to a trampoline. How the fuck do you do that and make it like not look like ridiculous?
when he pulls on his penis and makes it really really long.
Yeah, he does that, and then he uses it to go over a gap, I guess. And they're like, you
does,
didn't have to
sweet
use your
swings with
penis.
it, yeah,
You didn't have to
couldn't
use
you
your
just use your arm? And he's like,
Yeah.
no.
No. You don't know how this power works.
Don't worry about it. I watched the Black Widow film, Max. Do you remember how they made a movie about Black Widow like 3 years after they killed her off?
I remember the beginning of that movie where they're in the gulag and they're like
in the
breaking out.
the beginning of the film.
What the fuck?
The beginning of the film, they're in like Ohio,
Jesus, fuck!
and
I
you
don't
have
remember
David
that
Harbour,
shit.
the dad, and he's like, "I've stolen the secret American document.
Okay,
I'm gonna go back to Russia."
Yeah.
And then they put Black Widow and her sister into the like training,
the evil
thing.
ballerina
the evil
agent
ballerina
school.
training school where they take out their uterus and stuff.
They get rid of the uteruses.
I'm not as bad as I thought it'd be. It's pretty. Oh wait, I skipped a TV show. Sorry. I did watch the first 2 episodes of Falcon and the Winter Soldier before Loki. And I just couldn't keep up with it. It was so boring. I just could not give a
How
single
dare you?
shit.
Just
I was
read a
so
synopsis
bored.
of it, and then you can.
I
get rid
didn't
of it,
even,
get-
bro. I didn't even bother to do that. I was just like, I don't care about the Winter Soldier. And I don't care about.
you
Falcon.
ruined this challenge now. You could have done
No,
this
because that was
entire
also
thing
part
like,
of it. I knew some of them.
Like with the Beatles, when you did the Beatles, when you were like, I'm gonna listen to all the Beatles, me, and now
No, because I
it's gonna
knew
be
some of
ruined.
them. I would just kind of get bored and end up not paying attention because I was doing something else. So I cut it off. I cut it off early, so I could fit in more stuff and experience other things.
It's like a gangrened limb.
Black Widow was okay. I think it would have done well if they had released it when her character was alive. And I think it was a very silly idea to go, let's make it this
Do you think
release
people
this movie
do
about this
that?
character after
you-
she's dead and people don't care anymore.
Do you think people people shallow like that? You think so? Like that they died in the main series, so they're not gonna I feel like Black Widow is a pretty popular character, you know?
I think I don't think that's entirely it. I do think that's a part of it, especially as the follow-up to, like, Endgame or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You have your big, like, bam, full stop, period, end of the 10-year saga. There you go, everybody. By the way, if you ever wanted to learn about Black Widow's sister and fake dad and mother, you're gonna want to, because it's gonna lead into the Hawkeye TV show, everybody.
Oh.
I think that's enough to make people go, I don't really care. And also the whole release thing they did. Do you remember how they released it?
Was it in the cinemas or
No,
something?
it was
You
not
have to
in
pay
cinema.
for
It was
it?
the first. It was one of those first films, along with their live action Mulan, where they were like, "We're just gonna put it on Disney Plus, and you can rent it for $30."
Jesus,
And
that's a
it's
lot of money.
It was a big issue because it's in the contract with Scarlett Johansson that they're like, she gets a cut of like ticket sales.
Oh yeah.
But now there's
I
not ticket
remember
sales
that now.
anymore.
Yeah,
They're
I
like,
remember
well, are you gonna pay me? And they're like, well, no, there's no ticket sales.
Yeah,
Why would
we got
pay
you. They did. We got you. La 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 la.
So she was like, well, I'm gonna sue you guys because it feels like you're kind of trying to weasel your way out of paying me. And then they were like, by the way, everybody, public, did you know Scarlett Johansson's a bitch? Yeah, we hate her, actually. She's a piece of shit. They tried to assassinate a character, much like the character Black Widow assassinates the villain.
How
Film.
ironic, isn't it?
How ironic. How ironic. Anyway, she died. Who cares?
Okay.
Shang-Chi, Legend of the Ten Rings.
Oh yeah, I watched that. Yeah, around that. Yeah, I watched it.
It was better than I thought it would be.
I like the bus scene. The bus scene was pretty
the
fun.
bus scene. But that's also part of why I don't like it, is because there's a lot of CGI and a lot of it is really bad CGI.
Yeah, the last
Really
like
bad
big,
CGI.
like the last bits of the movie are all CGI and him
It's
like
too
they're not
much.
really that good.
It's crazy how, not just that there's so much of it, but a lot of it looks really... There's some really bad green screening, too. There was a point when Aquafina is, like, walking or, like, running towards screen, and the camera's moving forward. The background is not moving at the correct rate as, like, she is moving forward, and it's so bad. It looks terrible. But I mean, I don't know. The story was okay.
Yeah, it was all right from it wasn't as bad as you would think, basically.
I
And
think
Shang-Chi is he like in anything else except for
No,
that?
they haven't brought him back yet, and if they bring him back, they're probably not going to. It's probably not going to be Shang-Chi 2.
Yeah,
I don't think
exactly.
they're gonna make a Shang-Chi 2.
What else?
Well, I was gonna say, I think this is a good example for me as well of something I don't. I think people veer more towards the more sci-fi Marvel films and not the fantasy ones. You know,
Yeah, like Guardians
think
of the
this is good.
Galaxy.
I think this is a good sign of that, because this movie has lots of like cartoon animals in it. Like
Is that
fantastical
Shang-Chi?
cartoon animals in Shang-Chi. There's straight up like an anime kitsune on the screen at one point, like a big white nine-tailed fox. And these like big like dragons and weird little like cartoon animals, and it's like, I think this is the sort of stuff that puts people off of these sorts of movies.
Yeah, isn't there like a tiny thing with them?
It's like a
at one point?
tiny little fur thing with no
Yeah.
face. And it
Yeah.
runs around and goes like... It's like...
And
I think this
the
puts
guy,
people off of these.
the guy is in it too. The terrorist that turned out to be an actor?
Yeah. They do because it's from Iron Man 2.
Yeah.
Was it 3? One of them.
I don't remember.
I think it was Iron Man 3 with the Merovingian, played by Ben Kingsley. That was it.
Yeah.
You remember in Sexy Beast when he's walking around and he's going, no, 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 no.
No.
Cunt, cunt.
Oh yeah,
Shut
yeah.
up,
Jesus,
cunt.
he was intimidating.
He's awesome.
He was awesome. He was extremely a person I would want to be the furthest away I could possibly be.
A man you would hope to never interact with. in your whole life.
Exactly. It's awesome.
Max, what do you know about Kingo?
What the fuck is that?
What do you know
is
about
that?
Druig?
What is this? I don't.
Max,
I
you know Icarus? Athena and Sprite.
You're saying things.
What about Cersei?
I don't remember any of
Gilgamesh.
the things. I don't
know.
know.
Gilgamesh.
Isn't he a knight of the round table? I don't know.
Max, they're the Eternals.
Oh!
This was a movie I was worried about watching.
I watched it on the plane.
Did you also see the Eternals?
Yeah, I watched it on the plane.
You watched the Eternals and you didn't know Kingo?
No. Oh,
played by Kumail Nanjiani?
Oh, yes. He shoots.
They fucked him up for this movie, and you don't even remember Kingo.
He's got a weird chin too, and also he's steroid up. Yeah,
they gave him a lot of shit to be in the movie.
Yeah, he shoots finger guns in this movie. From what I remember,
does. He has finger guns. He's a
insane.
Hollywood actor.
It's fucked.
This movie's not good. This movie's really boring. This movie's really, really fucking boring.
The guy, there's a black gay guy in this movie, and he's also responsible for the Hiroshima.
He was responsible for Chernobyl.
Oh, okay.
I think it was Chernobyl, wasn't it?
I thought it was Hiroshima, but I guess
I think it was Chernobyl.
I think he was just killing Japanese people.
He gave us too much gave us nuclear power before we were ready.
Before we were ready.
And ended up killing lots of people. And that's why we're not ready for nuclear power, okay? We need to go back to coal and oil. Where we're safe and we're comfortable.
Yes, exactly.
And we're not going to have any Chernobyl style.
What's the other guy's
ecological crises.
There's a fast guy, right?
There's the fast lady who's mute.
There's
deaf, actually, because she does the sign language.
Yeah, and there's... What else? What other powers do they have? I don't remember.
There's Cersei. She's like an alchemist. She can turn things into other things. Icarus. He flies around. He's got eye lasers.
Nice.
Druig. He's mind power. Sprite, the illusionist.
Are you just reading these off of the list?
No, I'm doing this. I'm genuinely doing this from my mind.
This is insane. Okay.
Who else? You threw me off. Gilgamesh. He punches things. Athena has like light weaponry. She has like a light spear and a shield. I can't remember the name of the quick one, but there's a quick one who runs around. There's the guy from Atlanta who plays Paperboy. He's the engineer.
He is.
He makes turrets.
He makes turrets and nuclear things that kill people. And then
there's the main lady whose power is healing, but she's not in a lot of the film because she gets killed. And then there's also Kit Harington, the boyfriend. And Kumail Nanjiani, Kingo, whose power is he shoots
finger guns.
Energy. He's got finger guns. He goes pew pew pew.
Yeah.
I think it's really funny that you can tell they really wanted to win like an Oscar with this film.
Really? They did?
This movie has a cold open. They were trying to be so stylish and like important with this film.
Jesus Christ.
This one's all about like the origin of humanity and like gods coming together to save us.
Yeah, and
even though we are evil, they stop a creator from destroying us.
Yeah, it turns out they're all astronauts or something. They're just all robots, right?
Yeah, they're all like robots. And then at the end, the character who's called Icarus flies into the sun. It's just very funny. It's very funny.
This is the opposite, Icarus. Come on.
Because he was the bad. He was secretly the bad guy. Remember?
Yeah.
There were these monsters that they had to kill.
Yeah.
And the monsters were stopping the Guardian from coming out of the Earth. Or the Celestial from coming out of the Earth. This movie was boring as fuck. Harry Styles stuck in that. At the end.
He gets stuck in the ocean. He just stays there, right?
Yeah, and they make a big deal about it. Like, yo, Earth now has a big guy coming out of it. That's crazy. What will this mean for Marvel? But then they realized nobody watched this movie because everybody thought it looked boring as fuck.
Yeah.
And they've not since talked about it, like, at all. They've basically just been like, yeah, just forget about it. Actually, just don't worry about the guy.
They had the big robot in something at one point, from what I remember.
That shit ain't meaningful though.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
to
it's
like
true.
reference it offhand and be like, yeah, there's a guy in the ocean now, isn't a big deal. It should be a bigger deal than they make it.
That's true.
Next, you
What
know what
else?
I watched after this?
Go
And
on.
I bet you ain't seen this one. Hawkeye TV show.
No, I have not seen it.
This was honestly, I'm kind of surprised why I like this one.
I know it's got a Polish
enjoyed
actor
the
in
Hawkeye
it.
TV
It's got the guy who plays like the Russian mob or whatever. He's a Polish actor. That's the thing that I know about this
There's
movie.
the bad guys in this are like a Russian mob that they call the tracksuits because they all wear tracksuits, obviously, because they're
very
Eastern
much.
European.
Yep.
I guess that's kind of
Makes
the end of it.
sense.
But I was kind of surprised. This is the first of any of these Marvel films I've seen in a long time that genuinely just feels like the Avengers style sort of thing, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But not even that big because it's just about like a small kind of personal stories, I guess, you know? A bit of a detective, a bit of intrigue, but not too much. It doesn't go overboard. I think they've actually explored Hawkeye's character pretty well. I think they set up Kate Bishop pretty well. They had Kingpin in there, you know?
Yeah.
Vincent D'Onofrio Kingpin as well from the Netflix series. We love Kingpin, don't we?
I guess.
You
Isn't he
love
like
Kingpin.
evil? Isn't he evil?
Yeah,
I don't
but
like
he's
evil
awesome
people.
evil. He's like an awesome evil
I don't
guy.
like evil people though.
I love evil people.
That's why I hate you.
Yeah, but you also can't see Muppet, so I think that says something about your own evil heart.
Maybe they're inherently evil. That's why I can't see them. Yeah.
No, so now we're being racist towards the Muppets, are we?
Sue me.
I liked Hawkeye, and then I watched Moon Knight, and Moon Knight was kind of not very good, I think.
Yeah. From what I remember watching it, at the end of it, I was like, "Is that it?" Like I was like,
It's
what
got
is
a
this
really
about?
lackluster ending.
Not just that, but I was just for the entire. It's not even for the ending. It was like for the entire thing. I felt like that's it. Like, what is this? You know, like I'm not really sure what this is about anymore. You know,
It starts out pretty strong, and I think it looks very nice. It's got a lot of style to it. You know, there's a lot of cool effects and designs and costumes and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I think Oscar Isaac is pretty good in it.
Yeah. It's challenging. He plays two roles, basically, right?
Yeah, he plays both personalities pretty well.
Yeah.
But honestly, it was just kind of, it's kind of not very good. It just kind of felt like it petered out at the end.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know if... Are they making another season? I think they're making a second season.
All of the stuff they've done over the last 3 years is like completely up in the air. Every time I've gone to look at like the Wikipedia pages to look at like sequel to Eternals, sequel to Moon Knight, all that stuff, every single time it's like, yeah, the people involved keep saying they'd be up to do another one, and Kevin Feige says they have no plans currently. It's like, yeah. I think Moon Knight, Oscar Isaac has been like, I would do another one, but I don't know what you'd even do with another one.
Yeah.
So I think he maybe is checked out a bit. I think a lot of this stuff just doesn't do well.
The show, it's hard to judge these, like, success of these, because I feel like you can't really look at box offices or anything like that. The footprint in terms of value for, like, I don't know, internet stuff. I don't know. WandaVision was pretty big, like, on the internet.
WandaVision was very big. It was so big, they greenlit a spin-off about Agatha.
Yeah, and
Max, let me tell you, the way that ends, she should not have gotten a spin-off. Wanda traps her in a mind prison to be tormented forever.
Okay, cool. I like
Straight up, it's like she gets forced to play like a sitcom character, you know? In the fake town that Wanda invents.
Yeah.
And then it gets revealed, oh, I was actually an evil witch and I was trying to sap your power all along. And then at the end, Agatha beats her. And then she goes, I'm going to break your brain so that you are forced to play a sitcom character forever now.
Jesus.
And she's like, no, please don't. Please don't do
I like the idea. Isn't that like basically makes her just the ultimate evil. Like,
she's evil. Here's the thing, Megs. This is what's interesting about WandaVision.
but it's like, you don't know. What I'm saying is that by causing something like that to a person, right? You basically put them in hell. Like, you put them,
Megs.
you know.
That's what the show is about, because she's put a whole town through that.
Nice.
And there is a constant. It's horrifying, because they constantly, like, every now and then they'll like
snap out of it.
Yeah, they'll snap out of it, and they'll be like, "Please free me, please. She's making me pretend to be a sitcom character. I haven't seen my child in months. Please, I need to call my family." It's very scary. But at the end, she's like, "Oops, sorry, my bad. I didn't realize I hadn't gotten over the grief of my husband dying." But it ends with her being like, "I can never." It's acknowledged where she's like, "I can never, like, make amends for this. I've done something truly horrifying."
Yeah.
But she's like, "But I'm gonna try and do good now. I'm gonna try and get over my grief about my lost husband and the children I never got to have, you know, the life I always wanted that I'll never get to have. And I'll learn how to use my Scarlet Witch powers for good. And I promise I never, ever, never will I ever become evil with my Scarlet Witch powers. Never, ever. I will never follow the prophecy and become the evil Scarlet Witch. I'll never, ever, ever do it."
And then you get
the
Doctor
Strange show where the movie where she's
it's so
immediately
dumb.
evil.
Then. Yeah, that's fucked up.
It's funny because you just know that Elizabeth Olsen was like, "I don't want to be in these movies anymore. Write me out."
Fucking insane.
Write me out. I don't want to be in them. Just any way you can.
Well, what else have you got left
to the character
then to watch? When is this ending? Does this ever end? Does Ben now become
week
locked in a
prison
where he continues to watch Marvel movies on loop forever while playing Pathfinder? And that Pathfinder will never end?
Next week I might be done with both.
Interesting.
That'll
be funny.
In terms of films, I've got Thor: Love and Thunder. Not looking forward to that one, I'll be honest. Gone off of Taika Waititi. Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That one's going to be rough,
awesome.
I think.
Yeah, that one is bad. That one, because it's really bad.
And then that's it for movies. I've only got the 3 movies to watch, because I've already seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and the Marvels. And now I've also seen Deadpool and Wolverine.
I'm gonna.
In terms of TV shows, I've got Miss Marvel, I got She-Hulk, I got The Secret Invasion, I got Loki season 2.
Jesus,
I got Echo.
fucking Christ!
I've got Agatha. I think this is the main reason why Marvel is like dying at the moment. It's too many TV shows.
Yeah, I guess, right?
It's way too many TV shows. I think when they pitched the TV shows initially, people were like, "Oh, cool, yeah, I'll watch a Scarlet Witch TV show. I'll watch Hawkeye." But then first year, like 6 TV shows in a year. That's too much. That's too many of these. You gotta slow down.
Well,
That's my opinion. That's my current opinion, is that I think they just didn't plan this post-Endgame phase out very well. I don't even, to be honest, I don't even think there's superhero fatigue. A lot of people say, like, we're finally hitting superhero fatigue. I don't even think we are.
I think they're just running out of ideas.
Do you know how many people are excited for fucking Superman again?
Yeah, it was. I was like, I don't care that much. So I was like, oh, okay, people are excited. People are excited for this. So I was like,
exactly. I think people are still like on the, because the thing is, the superhero stuff isn't a genre at the end of the day. A lot of people liken it to like the Western boom, you know?
Yeah.
And how people eventually got sick of Westerns, but like Western is a genre. Superhero isn't really a genre. It's more like a category.
Yeah.
The genres can be whatever within a superhero film.
Yeah, you have a lot of, actually, they can encompass a lot of genre. You know, like the Watchmen are completely different to Marvel stuff or whatever.
Exactly.
You know?
So I don't think superhero stuff will ever go away unless they do something really catastrophic. They would like really need to fuck up to end the Marvel universe.
An actual superhero exists on Earth and causes a Holocaust.
Actual
like an actual
Superman
superhero.
appears.
Yeah,
Guy
and he
who's
kills
actually Superman powers
and
But he's a
kills people,
diddler.
and he literally he's a
But
just
he's a diddler.
like he's actually saved people, but he's a diddler. And
Real life Spider-Man, but it turns out he's a diddler.
he then turns, and then we have to find a way to kill him. To destroy him, to stop his diddling.
This is just the boys.
It is, right? But I feel like the boys, it's like they suck. Like, but in this way, imagine how much would you... Jesus, that's a horrible thought of like sacrificing people to this like entity, so you give children to them, to like save
That's
us, God. But like here's this horrible thing that you have to do,
But like every people are always gonna. There's never gonna be a point when people don't see a Spider-Man film.
Yeah, I guess.
People will always go to the box office for Spider-Man.
That's Spider-Man, basically.
Venom isn't Spider-Man. And even then, the Venom movies didn't do too bad. They made 3 of those.
Yeah.
And that's like the Sony Spider-Man films. Those do not. The Sony Spider-Man villain films. Those do not do well.
That's the only thing keeping Sony afloat is those Venom movies. All of them.
Yeah, I hope they don't stop making... Oh, no.
They make Venom movies. They make Venom movies so they can fund what is he called? Craven the Hunter or whatever.
Yeah.
Tom Hardy is pouring his heart out doing Venom so then they can shove it into shit.
Well, they've stopped now, right?
What, like completely, right? With Craven was the last one, right?
Craven, Sony have just been like, yeah, we're not making any more of these.
That's so cool.
Because the last Venom film was the last one, I think.
Yeah.
I think they put a teaser in for like a big next thing, but I think Sony have just come out and been like, yeah, nobody's seen Madam Web, nobody watched Craven, everybody made fun of Morbius, we're done. This isn't worth it. Cutting our losses.
Yeah, that's a shame. These just don't work. I don't see any issues with what we're making, and people are just not seeing it, so we're not gonna.
They were allowed to use Tom Holland Spider-Man the entire time, and they were just like, nah, we don't want to.
Yeah, I've heard of that. Because it wasn't theirs, It's like someone giving It's like someone giving you a really good idea, and then you go out of spite, you won't do it, No,
I agree. I think it is a smarter play to not have Tom Holland Spider-Man in.
Probably, but at the same time, it's
you definitely would have made more money if you put him in.
Yeah, exactly.
But I understand the idea of like, because then you become reliant on that, and if the deal changes, then it's like, well, now we're fucked,
Yeah, you don't wanna get Disney, that mouse.
Yeah.
It's
want
a mouse.
Morbius. You want Morbius to be the one putting people in seats.
Morbius.
You want people being in Madam Web's web.
You want Marvel to come crawling to you and going like, please allow us to use Morbius,
We really would like to put
we really
Madam
want to
Web
put
in the next Spider-Man film.
And all the ladies that were at the end that were also part of the
various Spider-Women.
Spider women. We really want Tom Hardy.
So I get that. Yeah. I get that. I get not wanting to use Spider-Man in those films, but financially, you do fuck yourself.
Yeah,
because Spider-Man's a moneymaker.
I love Spider-Man.
Put Spider-Man in a film, people come and see it.
Spider-Man.
Love that man.
Yeah, neighborhood-friendly money bags man or whatever they call him. It's a Spider-Man.
Well, that's my Marvel wrap up.
Yeah, and it's gonna continue as Ben chews his way through the Marvel universe, just obliterates it with his chompers.
Not that they're good movies, but I think I get a bit too high and mighty about them. So it's good to watch them every now and then and be like, you know what? They're fine. And at the end of the day, they make jobs in the industry.
Yeah,
people
definitely.
get to work them. They get like a good year or two of work. They're keeping the creative industry going.
Yeah,
to some degree at least. Until it all gets replaced by AI.
Yeah, and we can get so many more movies. You'll press a button that says play Spider-Man, whatever the show.
Put me in Spider-Man.
Put me in Spider-Man.
I don't know if you know that. Here's the thing. that's the example tech guys always use, and I'm gonna come out and say it. I was the one guy that said that he wanted that. I know everybody always sees these tech guys.
Who you were
Well,
talking
everybody
about?
always see these tech guys going, "Don't worry, everybody, we've made it so that you'll go onto Netflix. You'll say, I want to see Captain America with Robert De Niro and me in it."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and everybody always responds to them going, "Who wants this? Who wants to be in the movie they're watching? I don't want this." I'm ready to admit it was me. I was the guy who said that you wanted this.
You were whispering that at the night you would crawl into their bed at night like a sleep paralysis.
I would go
demon.
into the venture capitalists, and I would say, I think, talking for myself, but making it sound like everybody wants it. I would say everybody wants to be in the movie themselves.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Iron Man.
You were in all the focus. Somehow you made it into all the focus groups around the world when they were doing focus groups for this stuff. And you were like,
and I yelled louder than everybody. Everybody else was saying, "No, I don't really want a movie with me in it," and I was just yelling over them, saying, "We do. We want one. We want to be an Iron Man."
They were showing you Nosferatu, and you were like, "I wish they were like I wasn't."
Can I be Count Orlok? And can I be Ellen? Can I be both of them?
You replace all the characters.
How can you guys load it up? But I'm everybody. Sort of
I
an
can't
Eddie
wait.
Murphy kind of.
I can't wait for that sort of stuff to be like a thing. Like that. This is like, oh, you give us a scan of your face and you will put you in this movie, and then you see directed ads at you with your face on it.
I saw that. Somebody was talking about that. I saw that on LinkedIn earlier. Somebody was saying I used an AI thing on a selfie to touch myself up.
Jesus Christ.
And then I started getting targeted ads with my face in them.
And that's the point where I kill myself, you know, at that time. I just see it and I go,
I was like,
we're done.
Brother, here's the thing, though. The moment you used the AI, you lost.
It's insane, yeah.
You shouldn't have used it from the get-go. That's where you went wrong, was that you were like, it shouldn't be, I should be allowed to use AI to scan my face and alter it. It should be, you shouldn't use it at all.
Yeah, this is even now when the singularity happens, they'll use it. You know, that AI is going to use you to print it onto like a death monster that they're gonna make. They're gonna use that face. You know, they'll make a robot to like get your family to, you know, come out of a house. Like they'll use your voice and your face that you've scanned. You know, willingly scanned to sneak them out, not sneak them, but like bait them out of a house so the machines can eat them, you know.
Do you have anything else over Christmas you would have liked to talk about, Max?
Not really.
I
spoke about I'm wrapped up. I need to get back into watching stuff again. Yeah. That's actually stuff that I want to watch.
I did start watching an actual TV show that I was interested in called Industry, but I only watched the first season of it and I was enjoying it, but I'll wait until I'm like done to talk about it properly.
Yeah. What is that about?
It's about bankers. Young bankers.
Evil bankers.
It's like Euphoria, but with bankers.
Ooh, I haven't watched Euphoria.
It's about like graduates starting in a investment banking.
Yeah.
And
how cool they are?
Sort of, yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna watch Law Abiding Citizen. That's my plan right now. After watching this, I'm gonna watch Law Abiding Citizen.
I'm gonna keep watching Marvel. I'm gonna get through it. And you know what? I didn't include them on the list, but I'm watching the What If cartoons.
Yeah,
because I'll be honest, that's the thing that started it all for me. Because I was hearing about these What If cartoons, and my understanding of What If is like you take a bit in a story, and then you say, "What if it went differently? How does that skew looks like?" You know. And then I find out these What If cartoons are actually more like, what if Hulk had an Iron Man suit?
Nice, that's awesome.
What if Thor was a Wolverine? And it's like, that shit sounds really bad.
Yeah.
And I want to see for myself, because I'm judging without having
that's true.
seen it myself, but I'm judging anyway, and I need to cut. That's my resolution. I want to cut that behavior out.
You want to watch more stuff, basically. That's what you're saying.
I want to avoid commenting on things as though I have an understanding of them when I don't.
Okay.
Is what I would like to avoid more.
And my resolution is to do it more, honestly.
I think it'll be interesting. We'll see where we're at the end of the year and who's stronger for it.
Stronger. I don't know how you measure it in a way, but
we'll have a debate. We'll have a debate.
We'll talk about something you've seen, but I'll talk about something, and then I'll talk about it, but I haven't seen it, and then
I'll watch something. I'll watch a movie, and then talk about it, and then you have to argue the counter of whatever I'm saying based on what I'm saying.
Because that makes sense, right? Okay,
and then we'll see who makes a more compelling argument. Because maybe at the end I go, you know what, Max? Even though you haven't seen it, and I have, you're correct, and I'm on your side now.
That's good. I will do that.
Or maybe you'll go, you know what, Ben? This actually sounds pretty good. I'm going to watch it.
That'll be a Christmas episode.
That'll be our Christmas special. And that movie is going to be A Year Without Santa Claus, the Rankin Bass classic.
Gerard Butler has just been staring at me on the other screen.
What do you mean Gerard
time.
Butler has just been staring at you?
Because I've typed in law-abiding citizen into the search bar.
Right.
And Jamie Foxx also, because he's also
I've just had this fucking picture of Anya from mouthwashing.
He's pretty ripped in this picture. And also Cole Meany's been staying. There you go. Star Trek.
Cole Meany is in Law Abiding Citizen.
Yeah,
isn't he?
He's a detective.
We love Cole Meany.
Cole Meany.
Oh yeah, you know what, Max? We have to pour one out. No Irish unification of 2024.
Well, maybe that's the thing. What we don't realize is they count the years differently in Star Trek. You know.
We don't realize we're in the worst timeline now. We're not going to get the future.
The bug that will fix the pollution.
We're not gonna get the bug that fixes everything. 1, we're not going to get Starfleet. 2, we're not going to die in a nuclear holocaust first.
Fuck.
So what's
I was looking forward to that.
I was looking forward to it, and then I could look down from heaven at my descendants exploring space and be like, it was all worth it.
Fighting in
it
the
was
apocalypse.
All worth it. The sanctuary cities, they were all worth it at the end. And now, and that's the worst part. We've got the sanctuary cities, but we haven't got Irish unification. So we're done. We can't do it. We can't do it.
Yeah,
sad.
Well, I guess you gotta get on it. You know,
but the worst of both worlds, unless the Vulcans appear and we kill them and take their ships.
Then
we get the Terran Empire, like you were saying, you know,
and it will be cool. Because we'll all be ripped. Everyone's going to be ripped, and that's the best time.
And evil. And I hope it's like the comic, the Next Generation comic, where they've all got like no sleeves and stuff.
Yeah,
that comic is so good.
Fucking doing deadlifts and shit.
That comic is so awesome, man.
Yeah. Well, all right, everybody. I guess this is the end for
a long cat. This is what happens when we don't record for like 3 weeks.
Yeah,
we get backed up.
Yeah, we get backed up, and you can't let that happen.
Like a cyst.
Things happen, you know. You have to clear it up, you know. Yeah. You can't hold it in.
You got to drain it.
Basically, holding anything in is bad for you. You know?
It is. It's true.
That's why I fart on public transport. Yeah,
I do, but I try and be quiet. You gotta be quiet.
I let it rip, and then I go Beyblade, Beyblade. That's what I say, and then people go like, "Oh, it's a reference," you know.
You let it rip and everybody looks and you're like, hey, better out than it. I try and do it quietly and then I like look around like, who did that? Oh,
and there's a guy on the other side, like there's no way he could have smelled it staring at you directly, you know.
he's got the vision.
He's got the vision, yeah. And then you go like, the government, you gotta hire this man, you know.
So I start looking around and I'm like, oh, can anybody else smell? Ugh. He stands up immediately and points at me. He goes, him.
That would be a good thing. I feel like that's a good way of like, that would be a good like military contract. You make a device that detects fart gas. And I feel like you could capture people that way pretty easy, like find if people are in a place, you know?
I was gonna say maybe like fart vision, but
like
then I
smell-o-vision or something. Like smell. It goes off your eyes.
Yeah, you just like can see fart gas at all times. You basically just live in Silent Hill.
Yeah.
Forever.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. do the outro,
well,
if you remember it.
Thank you for listening to...
It's been so long, I know.
Thank you for listening to
Fart
Dead
Ensigns.
We want you to go to Dead Ensigns at...
You want to email, you mean? You
I want to
email.
say Gmail. dot com.
But like calm, like in a
calm.
like not come, like coming, like calm, like
Deadensons at gmail.com. .com. You can go email us there if you maybe you saw Hawkeye and you thought it was dog shit. Hey buddy, look, I didn't say it was the best TV show ever.
Yeah.
Just that I enjoyed it more than I thought I would.
Yeah.
Which was, I had very low expectations because I don't care about Hawkeye. And I've never heard anybody talk about this. I don't think anybody watched this TV show.
Yeah, and and if you want to write your thoughts about Law-Abiding Citizen, I'll read it. You know?
Okay, we'll do a big law-abiding citizen episode next week. It's going to be the law-abiding citizen special.
Yeah.
So get your opinions out and send them to us.
Because we're all law-abiding citizens, that's why.
Yeah. Oh, we're recording this episode on January 6th, Max. Happy anniversary.
Oh, fuck! I didn't even realize. Well,
Happy anniversary to those that celebrate.
Hopefully nothing's going to happen.
You think the liberals are going to do it? Come on.
No, I know. Just in this case, I felt more like... Oh, it doesn't matter.
I'll tell you what, if anything happens before this episode comes out, we can cut it. And if it doesn't, and if it happens afterwards, then we'll be prescient. And perhaps some people will listen and be like, these guys predicted it. We'll put a clip on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, we recorded this 5 days in advance. And then it happened. Check us out on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music. We're on Podbean. That's where we're hosted. But if all those places you don't want to go to, you can just go to YouTube, where it's free. And you can subscribe and leave a comment. And like, if you want. But until next time... See ya.
Bye.
Excelsior. Because of Marvel.
I get it.
I bet, you know what? If Stan Lee was still alive, the TV shows would have killed him.
What do you mean? Like he
Do you
would die
imagine
on
he has
set?
to be he has to do a cameo in all of those TV shows in like a year?
Yeah, that'll be easy.
They would have
Like,
drained him dry,
Yeah, that's true. And then...
wheeling him around.
But wasn't that part of the deal that he signed, that we can drain you dry? I think that it said, and he was
I
like,
don't think that was a
Excelsior.
deal. I don't think that was a deal. I think that was elder abuse. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
It's shorted out, sir. We're gonna have to phaser it.
Then what are you waiting for?
Right away, sir.
Faster would be better, Ensign.
I can't, sir. We don't want to...
That's enough.
But, sir...
Stand aside, Carlton. I'm going through. You're alive. Good.